Class is in session.
Do you want me to stop making noise before you speak? Sorry.
Listen, welcome to Unlearn 16. Class is in session with Vanessa Marcil, who apparently... Wait, have you ever been on a podcast?
No.
Is this your first podcast?
This is my first podcast. Well, the Suzanne and I, my best friend, who is no longer with us, we did one together, but I've never been on someone's podcast.
Oh, well,
and obviously I've been asked a lot, and I've always said, and I've
she got like
why can't I just say normal things without sounding like an asshole?
4 invites while we were shopping at the Oshawa Mall.
All right, I'll lie to be more relatable. So this is the first time I've been asked. So of course I jumped at the chance. I have always said no.
Well, why did you say no? Yeah.
Well, because I've taken time off to raise my kids, and I just, every time I'm asked, I always say, one, I'm taking time off, but two, I would go on something to promote work.
Right.
And so if I'm not promoting work, what am I going on for? To just talk about me? And I lived quite a, not only private, but almost very secretive life for, a decade.
Well, that's the part that's interesting. Well, there's 2 parts that's interesting to that. Is number 1, if you're not promoting something new and you're not promoting work, then it is just about you, and 90% of the time, that's just going to be gossip. It'll be about you.
I agree.
Gossip, like,
I agree.
Who were you dating? What were they like? What was your co-star like? That kind of show.
Now, even with Maurice Bernard, who is one of my co-stars who I love dearly, he has a show called State of Mind about mental health. Right. Now, that would be the obvious show. That would be something that he's always begging me to be on it because we're best friends. And so that would be a show that would make sense. Like, oh, I can go on and talk about life, right? And parenting and things I love. However, I wouldn't be able to go on and really speak my truth about everything that I've struggled with. And so why go on if I can't be authentic and really talk about stuff that matters, that might help other people? So that's the real reason why. If I don't have something to promote, I'd have to talk about my real life. If I talk about my real life, like you said, it would either be gossip, or if I got down to meaningful stuff, it affects other people's lives. So I've just, I love the saying, when you don't know what to do, Maya Angelou said, when you don't know what to do nothing until you know what to do. So I've always said, I'm going to do nothing.
Right.
Oh, is that your fiance?
That's my fiance, and that's my cat.
Oh, and your
Ripley, who likes to be in every single podcast that I do.
I love it. It's a family podcast.
She's purring as loud and trying to hit
She's trying to knock the light
the
over
camera and the light over. That's her job.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Lie down. But that's interesting. Do you find, because I know a lot of people, and we're going to get into like what we're doing together and why you're on this podcast, but do you think that...
Anna, do you mind shutting that? It's actually distracting me.
My bathroom is distracting you?
I mean, your house is... No. It's I mean, your house is something else, I do have to say. I've never been to a house like yours.
Oh, stop it.
I haven't.
Stop. You're just impressed with that closet in the downstairs basement. In the downstairs.
Everything about you.
What's interesting is that you don't care to be in the spotlight.
No.
So you've been out, you've sort of stepped out for how many years?
I would say about 12 years, to be fair.
All right. So you've stepped out for 12 years.
Consciously stepped out,
And in that time, you don't, because I think a lot of people have misconceptions, and I think it's different for everybody, by the way. So I'm not going to say you are every actress. That would be ridiculous. But I still think it's interesting that as an actress and as somebody who has played roles that are so freaking famous, right? You're not just an actress who's done a whole bunch of different, you're an actress who was Brenda, who was Gina, who was Sam. That's, people will call you that rather than your actual name.
Yes.
But that's a lot of attention and a lot of people yelling when you see them at the mall or when you go out places. Did you miss any of that?
No.
Did you miss any of that? No, you hate
never.
That. Why?
Never. I think by nature, I've just always been reclusive, and my mom would tell you like that was always me. If I was something for Halloween, it would be something that completely transformed me, where you wouldn't know it was me. So other little girls would be something cute or sexy or fun, and I would dress up like an old lady with a gray wig and old lady lines all over my face. She would do the makeup and glasses. And my mom said I would not break character all night. I would refuse to break character. I had a cane. She'd have to wait for me to slowly walk across the street. I would do the voice. I wouldn't break character.
Would you think?
So I've always been weird, basically.
But would you, again, because we're in the world of, you got to understand why people find celebrities so, actors and people.
Yeah, I do.
Celebrity is a bad word.
I
Actors so fascinating, and people want to know so much about you.
Yeah.
Do you?
I'm a huge fan.
Right.
I'm fanatical about people.
Well, yeah. And
like.
so do you think that more people that you know are more like
personally
you?
Or know of?
Personally. So more people within the industry that you actually know, do you think statistically the majority are more give me attention, I like when people call out my name, I like signing autographs, I like feeling that kind of validation? Because I'm not going to, I have
most people I know
I
don't
have
like
a baby amount, right?
Yeah.
Like, but people notice me and I feel nothing but flattered about it. So but I mean, I wonder at what, maybe there's a breaking point there, but do most people you know want to sort of be, when they're off camera, people can say, hi, it's amazing, nice to meet you, and that be on their way?
Okay, well, we were in New York together, all of us, right? Yeah. And you saw the way my son is. He's 21. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't want to be out around people that much.
Right.
Like but he loves people.
Yep.
And he's very grateful and loves the craft of acting. Truly, he told our therapist, she said, well, where do you want to act? Like, do you want to be a movie star? Do you want to be a TV star? And he goes, I don't care where I act. It can be in a theater with 15, seat theater. I just need to act. Right. And I want the community that I get in the theater. Right. But I have, I don't care where it is, as long as I can do it. And that's the moment when I was like, oh, okay, so he really wants to be an actor.
He's an actor, right?
I'm never been happier than when I'm in the middle of a scene and I am completely in the moment and someone else.
Right.
And he feels that way too.
Why do you think that is?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Because I would expect everybody probably has a different reason for that, but I've never asked you that question.
Yeah, it's a great question. No one's ever asked me that question. I have no idea, but I just know that I feel magic happen, and I don't think it's me. So not to get too crazy, but I feel like if I can stay out of my own way, I'm channeling something that's coming through me.
Okay.
It's like just like art from somewhere else is coming through me. And I feel like I'm not responsible for anything. It's like the best feeling of pause. It's a pause from my head. Which is why I love our tagline for our show, Don't Let Your Head Get You, because I feel like the only time I feel any kind of dis-ease as a human being is when I'm thinking too much.
Yeah, really.
Thinking.
That's it. It's so funny, and it's so trivial and cliche and all of those things to say, you got to control your thoughts because blah, 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 or you have to control your head, or you can't let worry get to you, and all those things, everything that's stitched on a pillow. And but in actuality, it has to be the most difficult thing, to ever be able to do. It has to be, to control your thoughts.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're habitual animals. So whatever we were raised doing or whatever we watched our parents doing, we copy without even thinking about it. So it's not conscious. It is very difficult to break habits. That's why even with placebos, they can give you a pill and say, this is a pill, it's going to fix this. And we actually convince ourselves.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you feel better.
Yeah.
Right? It's your thought, because your mind just controlled that.
We're such habitual human beings. So how
do you think, by the way, we're going to be eating through this whole thing, and I need to tell you, this is the best pie I've ever had. I don't know. Can you tell me what it is?
I don't like it.
Are you joking?
No.
You're broken in your soul.
That's, I think we all know that.
I think this is like raspberry.
I'm going to have a tapatio pickle.
Try the pie and the pickle.
Well, I just tried pie, so now I'm going to have pickle.
How do you learn? I'm a bit of a worrier.
So you? So I haven't experienced that side of you
I'm
yet.
a worrier, so I'm a fixer.
Yeah.
Right? So I worry about...
Now, it's a little arrogant, right? The fixer part.
Wicked arrogant.
Yeah, me too. So I like being the big shot and not in a down-to-earth spiritual way. I like...
fixing everything.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
100%. Never feel
And it's
better.
not the best thing to do, especially for our kids.
Well,
supposed to let them stumble and fall and fail and
gross.
figure it out on their own. Disgusting.
Just horrible.
I'm not doing it. I don't give a shit what's better for him.
So what I do is I've
never claimed to be a good mom.
So what I do is
Tapatio pickle? Here. You have to do it.
Is it hot?
If you're afraid of something, that generally means you need to do it. I know, it smells like ass.
Ass.
Bite it. We're going to do everything we're afraid of on this show. That's the only reason why I agreed to do this show. And you can't put this out, by the way, before I do Maurice's show.
My lips are on fire.
Oh, no! You're like Tom Green. Call the ambulance. Is it gross? Oh, we should have a backup. Do we have a backup drink?
Disgusting.
Do you have a backup drink for stuff we don't like?
I have a Pepsi Peeps. What the hell is this?
Pepsi with Peeps?
All right.
Where'd you get that? Was that at the candy store?
If I could drink the sewer.
What am I talking about? I have a...
If I could drink...
Can Red Bull sponsor your podcast?
If I could drink the sewer, it would taste like that freaking pickle. I take it back. This is worse. Oh.
It's delicious.
My lips are still tingling. This is disgusting. No, this isn't okay.
Anna, you would like this.
Because
Anna and I like similar, we like similar stuff. I can't do spicy. Oh, you can't do spicy?
This is disgusting. I don't even understand. This actually, you know what? It's disgusting, but it is quite bang on.
Peeps and Pepsi?
What a Peeps and Pepsi would be. That is exactly.
Oh,
that would be the best.
It would be you can't pay for that.
No, you can't.
You know how much cats cost for the day on set? Trained cats to jump right at the right time up onto our food. People go right into our pie.
This is filthy.
Ooh.
52.
Filthy.
This is 52% of your daily sugar.
Is it dirty girl filthy?
Nathan. Unacceptable. I wish I could describe it to you because it almost tastes alcoholic. Like there's alcohol in it.
Oh, what are the ingredients?
Sugar.
Sugar is alcohol.
Just disgusting.
Fermented. I'd like my pickle cut. I resent having to open my mouth this wide when there's a recording device in the room to eat this pickle. I just feel like it's
to be straight.
I did not decide to be straight. Well, according to
is this cherry?
According to that one ex of mine, he went around and told everybody that I was not straight.
Not according to the pickle. I think this is raspberry. I don't think it's cherry though. My mom
bought it. Cherry.
Like cherry. My mom doesn't like cherry.
Oh, maybe it's blueberry?
Or maybe blueberry and
okay.
Something else.
I'm gonna take another bite of this, but I'm gonna do it this way.
All right. Unacceptable.
This is happy dance good.
I hope
do you know what's something so good that you want to do like a happy dance?
I don't know, but I wish the camera could get it. So there's like this much of a shot
Yum!
of pickle juice.
Oh my god, my son would love this. I'm looking these up.
I'm never gonna get.
I'm having them delivered to his house. We are so good.
Here's my question. You said we watch people and we learn that and we pattern it. My mom's obviously a worrier and she's a fixer, but how do you pattern worry? You don't really pattern the worry because that goes on inside somebody else's head. You only pattern how they handle the worry.
Okay, so only we do this bullshit, right? Because animals, if you watch them, like we talked about, how I was raised with only the Mexican side of my family. And so my mom is white, but she moved in with my father's family at 14.
Right.
And slept on a couch in the living room with like 14 people in the house. And she's pregnant with my brother sleeping on the couch.
And didn't speak Spanish.
No, no. I mean, like, where would she learn Spanish before then, right?
She's gonna have to
So
learn
she had
quick.
to. You better learn quick now. Güera. So she was put. If you take, you've seen like on these animal shows and National Geographic shows. God, he's plotting our death.
Cat is circling.
They'll take a baby elephant that's been abandoned by its mother, whatever, and like put him with the tigers, and he thinks he's a tiger.
Right.
So the animals don't really think things through. It's very simple for them. It's like they look and they go, oh, I'm supposed to do this.
Right.
We're the only ones who are like, we still copy everything our parents do, but we
give value to it.
Yeah, and then we turn it into all kinds of stuff, and we overthink everything, and then we still have to do that when we're doing the right thing, in my humble opinion, which is look at which patterns used to work for us because they were survival techniques when we were kids, and they worked for our parents, but we don't need them anymore.
Right.
And we still do them. So that's the habitual behavior. Then we have to go back into our psyche and figure out how to unravel all of that learning, right? If we're smart, that's what we do. But again, it involves a lot of thinking. And
I don't even know.
It's really practice. We don't have to overthink it. We just have to start practicing something different every day.
There you go. So
you're not thinking about it anymore.
But again, I'm just like, because everybody knows that's watching this. They know what my grandma's going through. They know what my mom's gone through. Very recently, my mom's got a little bit more news, so we're gonna have to go down that road. But here I am guessing at this news.
It's a lot.
And I'm like, okay, it could be this, it could be this. I'm trying my hardest. I haven't even Googled anything.
Oh.
I'm trying so hard because I understand authentically. I understand intellectually that, first of all, the worry does nothing. Second of all, there's no way for me to actually adequately worry because I'm not a doctor. I'm not this specialist. I can't do, ultrasounds and all of those tests. So there's no
also, you can't think clearly when you are emotionally triggered and scared. So you just found out more news, and so you need to sit with it for a minute before you start Googling and doing all of that, right?
Well, yeah.
But then you need to work through the emotion. Like, this is perfect. You're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
You're around friends, people who love you. You can process some of it out loud. And then we'll start asking people who are smarter than us questions about
what to do and how to do it.
I don't know if we should ever Google it.
No, I don't think we probably. No, we probably should.
Googling's not a good idea.
But what is in my ridiculous head that thinks, okay, I'll fix it?
Yeah, me too. Oh, me too.
What the fuck?
We've been friends a year.
And
I'm here, and I feel like I must go down and be with your mother, and I'm going to figure this shit out.
Figure it out. No.
It's not even appropriate.
Well, no, that's not true. I mean, of course it is. It's appropriate for anybody who connects with anybody to be a support system. And to
no, but you and I are similar in certain ways. Like, if someone asks for your help, then it's appropriate.
Yeah.
But we want to dive in and just save everybody.
Now, the funny part about this,
I'm going to do this.
My mom doesn't watch my podcast, so
I
can say whatever I want.
I'm going to do this.
Because
okay, go ahead.
That would have been funny if they flew everywhere.
I wish they would have. Here's what we're trying next. These are live wire.
Oh, these smell fantastic.
These are my favorite, the licorice that have cream in the middle. Yum.
The thing about...
Do you like these?
Yeah.
It so rarely happens.
Oh, I really like
when you like something.
I think that... So when I think about how I'm going to handle things or what I'm going to do and how I'm going to fix it.
Yeah.
What I do with my mom, and again, I know she's not going to work, all of the upset I feel, all of the emotion I feel, like the instantaneous emotion, when I'm looking at my mom's face, I'm like, packed it away within...
I can see that.
20 seconds. And I look at her and I think, what does she need me to say to feel better? What do I need to say it is for her to feel better? So I'm like, okay, well, and I say real things. It's not like I'm not lying. I don't manufacture anything, but I'll definitely push narratives and come up with plausible, very plausible, reasonable, possibilities and solutions and whatever to sort of bring her from the worst case scenario down to, okay, well, maybe it's just this or maybe it's just that, right? And my mom looks at me, because you said, she cried a bit, but my mom's not crying about her. My mom's doing the exact same thing with me. So she's looking at me trying to figure out what does she have to do to make sure I don't feel scared in this particular moment,
Yeah.
because she also knows I just came from seeing my grandma and whatever. But yeah,
Whew.
real quick. But I don't think in 2 years. How long's Mom had cancer? 2 years? 2 years? 2.5 years? I don't think there's been a moment. I have never allowed myself to feel fear or sadness or panic. No. Just when I'm with her.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Right? I found out when I found out 2 years ago or whatever, I handled it. I remember, and it was in the car, like I handled it. I listened, and I was like, everything was like kind of frozen, and I'm like, okay, but we're gonna do this, and you're gonna get it taken out, and it's gonna be fine, and yada yada, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she drove away, and I was like, like everybody at my job had to pick me up. I still stayed at school, which was stupid. They had to pick me up and take me back to my.
That's really good though.
Well, that's when I fall apart.
Yeah, but that's that's very healthy. Well, but it's also very healthy that you even let yourself do that.
Oh yeah, I have no problem.
Yeah, and what you did in front of her, is you're trying to be there for her, and the roles have reversed. We start to take care of our parents. You were strong for her.
But is that what we're supposed to be?
Well, I think we all only know what's right for us and for our families, right? Nothing bugs me more than unsolicited advice or people who tell other people how to raise their kids.
Thank God I don't give
other
unsolicited advice.
I
give it a lot.
You're going to learn from me.
But I'm just trying to fix things.
I know you have good intentions.
I'm not trying to be mean with unsolicited advice.
But I love that. Let's have those.
I'm
really happy you like these. So these are one of my favorites.
I find them very waxy.
Any kind of red licorice. You find licorice waxy?
Well, this kind, yeah.
Yeah, it's licorice waxy.
Just as a side note.
Oh.
This has 91% of your daily fasting. 91%.
This is a big yes for me.
I love it so much.
Oh, it's so
My
good.
problem is I don't have a drink now. My option is this.
You want from my Red Bull?
No.
Why?
That's even worse.
Why?
I don't drink Red Bull. It smells like poison to me. Artificial.
I have water in there.
Marshmallow.
Yeah, why don't you
Maybe
have
a
your
water bottle?
Hot fiance go get you water? I'll have some, thank you. Delicious.
Okay, I'm a big fan of a bugle, but again, 91% of your fat intake. But are we supposed to? Okay, so let's. Your bad shot here.
We knew it.
Let's take.
She isn't just drawn bad. We knew it.
Let's take what just whatever. Hear a bit of bad news.
Yeah.
Your head's racing. What are we supposed to do?
So, one of the many interesting things that has happened since we've become friends, other than I don't get to sleep anymore, apparently, at all now that we're friends. But
what are you talking about? You said you had a great night's sleeps at my house.
That first night. So my mom was just diagnosed with cancer too, kidney cancer. So we're going through this at the same time. I do think that many things happen for a reason, right? So we're going through this. And I just lost my best friend to cancer a couple of years ago. Cash's godmother. And so I do feel like when I look back on when she was sick, I feel like I wish I would have spent more time with her. But it was hard for me sometimes to spend time with her. And I was genuinely busy, right? Working and stuff. But I was very busy with court. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Anna.
Thanks, babe.
But if I could go back, I would have.
Hand.
I would have hung with her more doing nothing.
Right.
And
with time spent, sure.
Well, but the reasons were logical. But if I could go back, is all I'm saying. If you're asking what's the right thing to do.
No, I mean, I
don't think there needs to be a right way to handle our emotions.
That's what I'm talking about. I just
think that physically, for me, I would have just gone and done nothing more with her. Not fixed it, not done something.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if I cried or didn't cry, but I would have just gone and sat more.
Right.
With her. On the bed.
Sometimes I feel like
we're an asshole.
And I am really glad my mom doesn't watch this. No. Sometimes I feel that if I do that, because my mom and I my mom lives with me. Like we spend for a mother-daughter relationship, my mom and I have always been very, very close, spent a lot of time, whatever.
But for me being here, I just want to clarify that she is in what people would call a guest house. It's separate. She has her own
totally
kitchen.
Separate.
Her own,
yeah.
like I saw her once.
Yeah,
and she's in the same house. So yeah, it's not.
It's different, but
you're not passing in the kitchen. And
I feel like if I were to change our regular interactions, like we're gonna go see. She wants to see Indiana Jones, so we're gonna go see Indiana Jones. Like we'll go do those things, right? Or if she wants to, we'll do dinners and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like if all of a sudden I went downstairs and said, Mom, let's watch an Elvis movie, it would be too.
She would be like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, it would be like I have now.
My mom too.
I will have now like succumbed to the fact that we're on a clock.
She'd be like, "Oh, I really better worry.
We're on a clock.
Something's happening."
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like I would have.
Or my mom would be like this.
We should both do this
at the same
time. Yeah.
I'd be like, "What do you?"
I feel like if
why
I
are you down
do
here?
that,
What do you want?
Not only do I change her head, not only do I change my headspace, I change her headspace.
Yeah.
And so rather than doing that, I refuse to. Hold on, we gotta put the microphone right up to it.
Okay, so
these
mine
are
cotton candy pop rocks.
Mine are blue raspberry.
Okay, ready?
There, here we go. Anna doesn't know what's going on because she never had pop rock. You spit it all over the day.
Oh my god, they're better than I even remember them.
She spit it all over the fuzzy.
That'll be fun.
I don't know if you guys can see how cute these are.
They're so cute.
That's enjoyable. So stuck in my teeth.
We got a laugh out of Anna. That's a rarity.
That is a rarity.
Anna likes this bit.
Definitely not laughing with us, though.
I feel like she is.
So I feel like if I do what we just said,
yeah,
my mentality changes.
It's gonna alarm her, and you're accepting.
And I'm accepting it. That's it. And
so you feel like you believe in manifestation, like you think that kind of behavior is gonna manifest.
I don't know. Obviously, I do.
Yeah.
But the funny part is, you know what the funny part about people?
I'm not talking. Yeah, I know. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
There are more.
All stuck. It is now a fluff of pop rock.
I don't like that pie.
You know what? I think it's funny because I think that people naturally believe that negative thought and negative whatever will make that come to pass. But we don't naturally think that positive thought will make it come to pass.
I do, but I mean,
well, I know you do, and so does Anna. But you understand that that's maybe
not a common
unnatural for a lot of people. I think a lot of people. Well, it is. I think a lot of people are more negative. Oh my God.
Oh, remember you're supposed to go into a dark room?
Why?
With all the lights. I mean, a dark bathroom with all the lights off.
I don't remember that.
And you chew it in the mirror, and it'll spark like fireworks out of your mouth.
I'm starting to get a stomach ache.
Can we do that later?
Mm-hmm. I'll do it as a TikTok.
Remember Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so scary.
Do you remember that?
So I'm going to call bullshit on everything you're saying. I just think that you have to like bite the bullet and spend more time. You're not going to manifest something being wrong with your mom one way or the other. I just think that it's so unfathomable for me and you to imagine a life without our mothers there, because I feel the same way about my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And that only did I believe this after Suzanne. I'm just like, I just wish I would have done like a little more. It doesn't have to be so over the top.
Yeah,
a little more like,
I'm
going to go sit on her bed and be like, hey, Mom, look at this, whatever. You want to see my TikTok from today? Or I don't know. You know, I got
this. Call me on it in about 37 seconds. But yes, no, I get it. I get it. But even like, no.
She didn't. I went down there and talked to her. You came down there and sat on the stairs.
She's gotten better.
We sat and talked to her. She didn't think anything about it.
No, of course not.
She just thinks I'm weird. So she's like, oh, Joe's down here because her friend's weird.
Exactly. I'm trying to protect her.
You're trying to protect Joe, can you make sure your friend Vanessa, who I've met twice, doesn't come down here?
Upstairs, Joanna. Gonna have some laffy taffy.
Oh, I think that's a good idea.
But I think
I'll have that with you.
And the only reason I'm saying that is and this is going to go into our show, so I want to be able to talk about that. I think that we go to the negative very, very easily, period.
That's the most habitual
thing.
It's
so comfortable and it's so easy and we think it's so, and then we think it really does magnify and manifest and all of those things, and we don't think the same about positive. I'm just saying, I know you guys do because that's
right. So when you're saying
you've done the work to think that, but I think the rest of us
I'll accept that
on some sort of a ledge. Kind of Why is this so stuck?
You have to go like this.
Oh my god!
You have to go. Look, you have to go.
Oh my god! And then we'll go to the dentist later. Your tooth is sucking out, right?
That is fucking delicious.
Laffy is amazing.
Wow.
They had banana. They had a whole bunch of different flavors. We should have got them all.
I've never had this.
But that's
you know what this gives me?
What?
Joy.
But that's why we want to do the show.
Joy. Yeah, because we really do. The world needs more joy. Because
this is where my head lies.
Okay, because negativity, gossip, bullying, all the mean shit that we do to each other, and the really, really, really dark stuff that people do to each other, it all stems from insecurity and shame. So if we could all normalize finding things that bring us joy, it's different for everybody, then we would not feel the need to go around and bitch and complain about everything all day long, rather than going, oh, look at all the great 5 things that happened today.
Rather than the one thing.
Yeah, but we're so used to being like, oh, we're just going to go on and on about the one thing that one guy said to us. And then even online, right? It's like one person says one thing and we like spiral and we get defensive and we're so mad. And then 80 people are saying these really nice things. I'm like, oh, thank you. Okay, great. So when I'm feeling insecure, I say mean things about other people. I think mean things about other people and I gossip. And I'm totally aware because I feel like shit afterwards. And then I go, okay, Vanessa, what are you feeling insecure about? Let's just fix that. So then you won't think mean things about other people and complain. I hate people who complain all the time. So I don't know why I like you so much. I haven't figured.
I was gonna give an example
of how my dad again. I thought
of how I do that sometimes. Yeah. And then try, like, because I have a big problem. I don't think I can. Okay. I think I can do one bite of everything, and then fair enough. I tapped out. Fair enough. So I'm trying to think of like gossip and what we do and what our driving force is. Because again, our show's gonna, it's called Love, Lies, and Videotape. The videotape for posterity. But the
love we all need, love we all want. Lies are usually the most damaging lies are the lies we tell ourselves.
Right. So and then I think about what you just said about gossip, and I think about like that kind of bitching and complaining. So let's make practical, right? I mean, the gossip about celebrity goes, the gossip about, all of that. I'm going to put that over there for a second.
Hate it all.
Let's just talk about it like in your immediate world.
Okay.
So like I'm at work and there's a coworker who I don't think's very good at their job, and I sit down with another coworker at lunch and I'm like, "Oh my god, this person doesn't know how to whatever."
Yeah.
Insert.
Don't do it.
Right? But
unless you have already or are going to directly tell the person who you take issue with.
I do love doing that too.
Then you can tell the person.
But what my question is this: if you say it's driven by insecurity,
yep.
What am I doing when I complain about somebody to the the third person or whatever? What is the insecurity there?
Okay, I'm going to tell you. So, if you're not feeling insecure, and you're working with someone who in fact is doing something that's driving you crazy, which is fair enough.
Right.
You in your highest self would feel compassion, possibly empathetic towards them.
Right.
Help them come up with a solution. Go, oh, I wonder if they're going through something. Ask them if they're okay. If they're not good at something, maybe go like, hey, did you want to try to, right? Like that's a solution-based way to deal with someone who's driving you crazy. If you go and talk to me about them, that's venting, because I'm not going to go tell anyone else that you said it.
Right. Okay. So
because
we're going to distinguish between venting and gossiping.
Correct.
Okay. So
now,
distinguish that.
But be very careful, because I don't know many people who you can vent to, especially in a work scenario or a group scenario of any kind. Right. So be real clear. I think it should usually be a therapist because they're just going to listen.
Right.
Okay. But if you're lucky enough to find a friend in life that's as fantastic as me, then you can come and say, I need to vent.
Yes.
And then I'll go, okay. And then I'll just listen.
Right.
Okay. When you're done, you'll say, I actually want your advice.
Right.
Or you'll say, thanks for letting me vent.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't give you unsolicited advice. I'll just sit and listen to you.
I might.
Because,
yes.
well, you might.
Oh.
Are we lying now on your podcast?
It's so hard for me not to.
So that's a habit. If you wanted to, you could break. It's up
Right.
to you. But giving unsolicited advice is always about our ego, not really what's best for the other person.
Right.
So if I need to vent,
what if my advice is really good?
it may be really good for you. How do you know it's really good for them?
Well, but they should try it out, and if they try it out, it might be good for them.
True. So they may know that about you and go, Joe, now that I've vented, I feel better. I
think-
actually respect your advice. So what's your opinion? What do you think I should do? Then if they're smart and not codependent, they'll ask your opinion and go around and ask all the people who they respect, who have lives that they would like to have or that they admire,
Right.
weigh all of the opinions carefully. And then at the end of the day, trust their own gut.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Now you're assuming an awful lot of elevated souls existing on the same plane.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about like, if we're going to talk about, let's try to come up with hows for people. Like, I would like to have something that looks like that in my life. How could I try that? I'm trying that too. I don't just.
So you would say for somebody like me who loves to give unsolicited advice.
Yeah. Please stop.
A very good way to do that would be, do you need to vent or do you want solutions?
No solutions, or like I'm right. Do you want solutions? You so deeply in your heart believe you're right and you know what's best for everybody and everyone should do what you say. It's so fucking funny. Now you're not wrong.
Okay,
you are one of the smartest, most intuitive people I've ever met. But you've gotten away with such bullshit with so many people around you. And everyone agrees that you should shut the fuck up a little bit more often and listen.
So if I vent or?
So can I vent? Right?
No. So you come to me and I say, do you need to vent or
do you want my advice?
Do you want my advice?
Not the solution.
Not the solution.
The solution.
My advice.
Do you want my advice? Right? Yeah.
Do you want to vent or do you want my advice? See, that's something. See, I'm a very I need sort of a template. I need a way, but that's actually, I think, an incredibly important thing to have at work, at whatever, in a relationship. I think that's because I know for a fact that anybody comes to me with a problem. Anybody.
Yes.
And I immediately am just like, okay, what can I do? How can I fix it? Is it a money problem? Is it a practical problem? It's an emotional problem. Like, that's just what I do.
Me too.
Now, I don't think I do that. I do think that I'm right often, but I also do that.
I do think.
But I also
do it. Says that with straight delivery. I do
really
think that I'm right often.
But I'm.
Should I give you examples just from knowing you for only a year of all the ways in which you clearly were not right often?
Okay, you can give me that in 1 second. But because I look at somebody that's in pain or I look at somebody that's upset and I'm just like, I'm not talking about the work scenario now. That's not what I'm talking about.
I wasn't talking about work either.
Yeah, like I'm looking at like when people are hurting or emotional or upset and you just want to be like, okay, I'll figure this out for you. We can figure this out. We'll talk it. So my problem is my talking it through, which some people like, which
I love it.
It's what I need, right? So if I have a problem, I'll talk until I fall over asleep because I keep talk. I'll talk
right
until I feel better. But
I heard you do that the other night. Like you had made your point in 20 minutes and you talked for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said you felt better afterwards, so that's about you, not really helping the situation.
Right. So I think that the more that I talk through it, it's kind of like love languages, right?
Yeah.
We give what we would like.
Right.
So rather than me, I would love people to tell me solutions.
Oh, this is such a little known fact about me. You want to know what my love language is? I bet you couldn't even guess. And you're pretty in like
What
You're
are they
pretty
all
instinctual
again?
with me.
Not Atta girls.
No, I do not like
Not
girls.
presents.
No.
What's the other ones?
So, well, you want me to just tell you?
No, I want to guess because
Oh,
it's not
okay.
those two. There's three more.
Well, what do you mean? What are the others?
What are the other love languages? There's 5, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. Okay,
There's
but
5. Are you gonna pick one of those 5, or
no.
you've invented an 8th? Okay.
Well,
Tell me then.
no. I haven't invented an 8th, but it is an unusual one.
Okay, tell me.
I love to be told what to do.
That's kind of like an act of service, though. I mean, that's how I would show it.
What?
How
is loving being told what to do an act of?
Because I'm giving you solutions.
Well, that's
an act of service.
This is one of the reasons why I actually like you, but most people don't like you. I'm just kidding. Of course, that's not true. No, but a lot of people don't love that. Like a lot of people don't love. Like a lot of people are a little like, Joe, don't tell me what to do. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. Why do you think you like that?
Because I only hang out with people who are smarter than me, funnier than me, more successful than me, more talented than me, more beautiful than me, more evolved than me, more everything than me. I will not hang out with lower companions.
Right.
I did it, when I was young. It never turns out well, in my humble opinion. I only hang out with people who have something that I want in their life, emotionally, spiritually, right? And then I just am like soaking in the knowledge. I get excited every day to be with them because I just want to hear what they have to say. And these are the kind of people who I want to tell me what to do. It's like, I don't want to handle everything for everyone.
Right. Is that why then? Like, I like solutions. Listen.
I love solutions.
As much as I get people don't love solutions. I love solutions, and I
but I don't know what you mean. What do you mean people don't love solutions?
Well, you're saying
when they're caught up in the cycle of that complaining is what they're used to, and they want to complain. They don't want to find a solution.
No, but like what you said, when you're like, somebody's venting and they have a problem, I'm like, here's your 5-step process to fix it.
Yeah.
People don't want that, but but I'm giving it because that's what I want. So if I say,
got it, got it.
My mom's going through what she's going to do. We have to go figure out what lymph node blah 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 means.
Yeah.
I want somebody with all the friggin' knowledge in the world to sit down and go, here's what's here. A little bit. I want to know what's going to happen. So I want a little magic in there. You know what I mean? I want somebody to say everything's going to be fine. We're going to do this. But I do also really want somebody to just have a plan. And my mom is the same way, because no matter what step we've been, she's gone through with all of this, no matter how bad of a prognosis she's been dealing with and then overcoming, the plan is amazingly powerful for both her and I.
I'm literally getting like excited and turned on in a very appropriate way, of course, by just the verbiage of a plan. A plan to me is my head will explode. My mom and I will get together and go, let's do our calendars.
Right, I like a plan.
What day are we doing this? What time are we doing that? We schedule everything. A plan. I mean, now we can veer off the plan. I'm not fanatical about things have to go a certain way, but just to know it's there. So I love solutions. I love solution-oriented people. I do believe there are so many people who are addicted to passive-aggressive people are very addicted to complaining, being a victim, and they absolutely, like you said, they do not want a solution, because then what will they do with their time if you gave them a solution? If they couldn't complain, what are they going to do with themselves? And that's way more common, as we know.
Well, I guess, but that's why I do what I do, because that's what I want from other people. I just tend to be that person more often. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Brian, who you'll meet, who I work with at Metro. I worked with him for 20 years.
Look how pretty Anna looks. Anna always looks so pretty.
He's a solution person. He's all solution. He's like, here we go. And he brings me from up here right down here. And I'm like, okay. When that sort of whatever's happening.
Well, I could tell in moments when we were becoming friends that we felt such a relief when the other person just gave us a light bulb moment.
Yes.
It's like just the most spectacular feeling ever.
Yes.
And you just go, oh my gosh, my life just changed right now because of what you said. It's the most exciting thing to me in life.
But I think that's what gives me balance. I think it gives me balance. So when I try to do it for other people, again, I don't think I'm trying to be. Do you remember this popcorn when you were a kid?
I've never even seen that popcorn. It must be a rich people thing.
It's actually not. It's probably the opposite.
So we didn't buy popcorn from the store.
There's a free prize inside.
The only time we ever even got to go to the movies was when my aunt worked there and she snuck us in, and we brought popcorn in with us that my mom made at the house in like a piece of foil. We didn't buy. I'm just being honest. Ask my mom. We'll do a podcast with her.
Guys, I don't know if this is the saddest prize I've ever seen. They're stickers.
Oh, I love stickers.
Plants and Friends, but they're stickers.
Oh, my mom will love those.
Well, we should send them home with her.
Yeah, well, I'll take them.
There's cacti.
So this is not only
they're all succubi.
It's not only chili, this is what I grew up on, chili powder and mint from the garden and lemons with salt. This is my favorite, which is licorice, rope licorice.
Yeah. Salt
that you can like make into little bracelets and chokers.
Yeah.
And then it has the chili salt on it, and then it has the wet chili sauce that you pour on top.
The fact that you just said wet chili sauce.
And you're eating it. Aren't you excited?
Can I say one thing about this popcorn though?
Yeah.
This popcorn when I was a kid, do you guys see that? It's candy coated. But when I was a kid, it wasn't like that. It was like a
this
powder.
Apparently wasn't in there either when you were a kid, because you seem outraged by these stickers.
Well, I'm outraged at the fact that they're giving. I'm like mostly kids buy this. You're giving them succubi stickers. Can you get some Superman?
Old ladies like us are buying this and going, do you remember these when we were a kid? And so they're going, give them some planting stickers, because that's what old ladies do. They plant and they play with cacti and cats.
Still enjoyable, but it used to be a powdered covering.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's pink.
Yeah, it used to be a powdered covering though. Different.
Yum.
Almost like
I approve of that.
Almost like a cheese, like that kind of powder, but it was pink. Hello.
Wow, I really like that.
A little bit different.
I always bring my mom a little gift anytime I'm out of town. So. Okay, I'm gonna pour the chili sauce on three of my favorite things: salt, chili sauce, and red licorice.
Why would those things ever go together? It's wet.
And it's tagine. Oh, so good. No, it's so good.
It looks like cat vomit. Ripley.
Well, do you want to respect Latina culture or no?
I just need a small piece.
Oh, yum. I'm just going to do this.
Spilling it all over the place.
Mmm. Yum!
It's disgusting.
Oh, so good.
Okay, I'm taking this tiny little piece.
Let's food dance good.
Everything smells like that.
Mmm, it's good. I'm going to be open. Don't lie.
Oh, it's not
bad.
It's a little late, like
Kick.
hot after.
But not too hot.
But that's not the primary taste. What's the primary taste of
licorice?
that dip?
It's tahine. It's like
tahine. It's something not. Oh, don't lick my fingers, Joe. Why would I lick my fingers?
It's not.
It's too much. That's such an odd combination.
But pink popcorn.
I'm trying to think.
Popcorn.
There's something else that's the combination of all of that tastes like something else.
Have you ever on the side of the road had like a little Mexican guy cut up fruit for you and then pour hot sauce over it or chili sauce over it? Oh, you've never
Where would that happen?
You guys don't have that? Oh, you guys don't have that?
I feel like that just happens.
Do you guys have Mexican people here?
Yeah.
Well, it is. It's Mexican people have the fruit stands and they put
that on there?
Yeah. You've never seen that?
Where have you got that outside of like Southern California?
Yeah. No, not here. Okay, so it's not here.
Like Southern California.
Okay, well, like when you're in Mexico, or if you have you guys been to Mexico?
I've been to Mexico. Okay, I've been in a resort, so.
No, it doesn't matter. Have you ever had them bring you mango and then it has some chili salt on it?
I find that taste it was not spicy. It wasn't what I was expecting.
You've never had mango?
Of course.
With tahine on it? With like.
Whenever you say tahine, all I think of.
I'm trying to say it in a way.
Our Jawas from Star Trek. Because every time they yell, Utini. That's what they yell.
You don't like this?
Utini. I don't dislike it. Like it's not like that pickle. That was disgusting. I still can't place the flavor. The flavor reminds me of something. I would never purchase it and purposefully eat it, but it's not the worst.
I just stopped liking you.
I don't think I can eat this pickle again.
Why?
I don't think I can.
You have to eat it.
Before we log off, we have to talk a little bit about our show.
Please.
So,
it's the most excited I've been in a very long time about a project.
Which is just, we met a year ago?
I guess.
Are you going to try this?
It seems like I've known you forever. Yeah, I do. I want to bite that.
Okay.
I also want to bite the rainbow.
This is supposed to be... This is supposed to be a Warhead sour dill pickle.
Right up my alley.
I'm going to try it first, and then you can have the rest, because I won't want it anymore.
You don't want any cold sores?
I don't want a cold sore, and I won't.
Joe, don't smell your fingers. It's such a weird thing to do. Who smells their fingers and goes, oh yeah, let's eat it? Always going to throw
Why
off.
can't I bite it?
You have to just go. You have to like, ew, I'm not. Here, I'll bite the other side.
Oh my God.
Do you like anything?
That's disgusting. I spilled it everywhere.
What do you like? Oh, that's not, I mean,
No.
That's not even allowed.
Absolutely not.
No?
It's not even that sour. It tastes like dishwater.
Is there any sweetness in it? Because I don't like any sweetness in my pickle.
No.
Okay, it's only sour.
Only dishwater.
You've grossed me out. I'm not eating it.
Try it. You have to bite it.
Okay, so part of our show is we believe that joy comes from doing the things that you are afraid of. So Madonna has a great quote. She once said, if I'm afraid of something, that generally means I need to do it. Okay? And in our house, when we get nervous, we go, yes! And we get all excited and we celebrate it. Instead of going, oh, I'm nervous, or pretend I'm not nervous, whatever. So nervous means you care.
Right.
So do things that scare the shit out of you. And for me, who has experienced a lot of different ups and downs in life, but I feel like mostly ups.
Yeah. Because
I tend to be positive to a fault, MC says. Because the bad things I just learned from. But I have only truly felt joy, like just pure joy, where my head's not going but or what, just like when you're crying or laughing so hard and you're just in that moment where you only feel joy, is when I was scared of something, didn't do it, went back and did it, and after I did it, felt like a superhero. Felt like untouchable, just joyful, so proud of myself, like, and then all of a sudden it would seem like the possibilities are endless in the world.
Right.
Because I really thought I couldn't do it if I was super afraid. And now I realize, oh, I did it. I actually did it. So our show, we decided, let's go out and on purpose put ourselves in scenarios that scare the crap out of us. And then when we get to the other side of doing something that's scary, let's talk about how we're feeling in that moment. Because you forget it pretty quickly. So you can't talk about it an hour after you. We have to do it. And then when we talk to other people, we're going to learn what they're scared of. So we're kind of going to go and do things that scare us. And then we're going to celebrate and have fun when we get to the other side of them.
You know that I think I've only ever done one thing that's really scared me.
I believe that.
In my whole life.
No, I believe that. You're very...
That does really scare me because I feel like everything I've done, it's like I've made a plan because I'm pretty sure I can do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I've been good at it in the beginning, or I'm pretty sure I can do it, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And then I do it. It's not like I've never been nervous or anything like that. But the one thing that I was terrified, and I was terrified the entire time I did it, was being in that play.
Okay, so I love that because I think you're an actor, right? And you're like, oh no, I'm not an actor.
I could still sweat.
Now you are a teacher, which is way more important than being an actor. But art is so important in learning and in unlearning things that don't serve us anymore from our past. So I think you're an actor just from hanging out with you because you're a storyteller and a great storyteller, and you're funny, and you have good instincts, and you are authentic. All those things are what an actor is. So That's the only thing that really scared the shit out of you, you're saying. That's a travesty, first of all, because yeah. So I love that story so much. Ianya Van Zant, another, connection I got through Oprah. She says, if you are not doing things that scare you so much you have a little bit of pee running down your leg inside of your skirt or your pants or your whatever, like that's scared, right? Where you can't even, you're just like, I think I'm peeing my pants.
Dude.
If you're not doing stuff that scares you to that extent, you are not truly living. Right. You're not experiencing joy, right? And I think that is where, now I can't speak to mental illness. It's about chemical imbalances and all of those things because I don't want to minimize any mental illness that I don't understand, which is a lot of it. Right. But I think just the normal kind of depression, anxiety, unhappiness, am I good enough? Why isn't my life like this? Or the biggest one, when I get this much money then, or when I get that house then, or when I meet this person then, or when my body's this shape, then I'm going to feel this, or when I'm whatever, right? All those things we tell ourselves. Right. All bullshit. I know that part for sure. So the only time that we truly aren't in that get out of your head, don't let your head get you, right? That's our tagline for our show. Don't let your head get you.
Wink at the camera.
I'm trying to learn to wink, but it's not working yet. But practice makes perfect, right? And I'm scared to wink, so I'm continuing to.
Terrified to wink.
So the only way that I have found to actually just feel content right now, not when I'm gonna get the thing, gonna have the thing, gonna do the thing, is to just do things that are either of service to other people, because other people are in pain too. So then we feel a community, and then we realize the greatest joy. Other people are also in pain, and many times in more pain than we are. Or doing stuff that I am terrified to do, and then getting to the other side.
Right.
And I literally get up and just try to do one of those two things every day. And I find that life kind of falls into place logistically otherwise. So that's a little bit of, I think, what we decide to try to do together. And that's, it really excites me because I think being scared of intimacy is way more terrifying.
Well, there we go. Because we're going to do a lot of physical stuff on the show, which is going to be fun. But the physical, the petting a snake and jumping out of a plane is this scary. The intimacy, the standing on that stage, those kind of things, that's a different level of fear. And the intimacy part that we're really I think we're gonna end up focusing on quite a bit.
That's the real focus.
There has to be the real focus because it's who we are. Period. That and lying to ourselves in order to understand, I don't need it. I don't need it like that, or I don't need that, or I'm gonna just change a little bit to be this or to be that. That has to be the most debilitating thing. And if we can fix that, I feel like everything else gets maybe not easier, but just like you've said, you're ready to jump because you know what's on the other side.
Well, I think we don't have as much time to get in our own way. And I think we mostly get in our own way more than life actually causes problems for us.
Absolutely.
So that's why our tagline became Don't Let Your Head Get You, because I self-sabotage way more than the world rejects me.
Right.
Like I'll self-sabotage myself before you get a chance to reject me.
Well,
I like your friendship became so meaningful to me. So we always laugh because we'll be on the phone, and it's like if you say you have to go, I'm like, oh my god, she doesn't love me anymore.
Yeah, you can't.
So you can't go first. No. So I'm always like, if I feel you're gonna go, I don't want to be rejected, so I'll be like, I have to go.
But I think
that says it all.
It's so funny because I think that before COVID, and a lot of people know before, all of those big turning points in my life, and the first thing I said after I started something as insignificant in the moment as TikTok, and doing little baby things that scared me, and then said, I'm going to start saying yes to everything, and then heaven help me to play, and then this, and then I think in those moments before that, I always made sure the bar was attainable because I never wanted to be disappointed.
Super smart, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
I know how to be a
Very
teacher.
crafty.
I know how to be a teacher. Look, it's a.
What if you failed at something? What would happen?
Oh, I never even
Right?
took that as an opportunity.
Terrifying.
You know what I mean? But I mean, being a teacher or being a lot of things sometimes has a very clear delineated plan. I like a good plan.
Yeah.
Right? So if I have a good plan and you tell me I got to go to school for 6 years, and then I can apply here and I can get this pay and I'm allowed to buy this house and my life can look like this, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah. Safe.
And so when I've had people along the way, and there have been people with some genuine and some maybe not so genuine pushes for me to do more than teaching or something. I don't want to say more, something other than teaching.
Because there is nothing more important. There's no more important job in the world than being a teacher.
You know, but they've said things like, this maybe the limits of what you're doing shouldn't exist. Like you should be able to do something bigger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but what?
Well, the more important question is, is it actually your dream or did it make sense because it was a good plan?
Well, there was
is
no
it your
plan.
wildest dream?
Yeah.
That's the question. If it's not, then there's other things you should be able to do.
I'm going to tell you, I don't think before, let's say 3 years ago, I had a wildest dreams.
Yeah,
I don't think I had
fair
them.
enough.
I don't think I could contemplate them. I don't think I could imagine them. I don't think I could, you know, even somehow devise a partial plan in order to see, right?
Yeah.
That's all new to me since I turned 45.
Okay, so we have to be able to see people who look like us or who we know or who seem relatable to us doing things that seem incredible and out of touch for us to think like, oh, could I do that? So you may have just never stumbled upon until TikTok. And I am interested in why you said something as insignificant as TikTok because I don't know. I know what you meant, but what I'm more interested in is that if you look at the top 5 things that are most terrifying to people, they aren't the actual dangerous things. They're all associated with fear of intimacy. And one of them is public speaking.
Right.
And another one is to express yourself honestly. Right. What do you like to sing? Sing. Do you like to dance? Dance. Like no one's watching is the line, right?
Yeah.
Love who you want to love openly. Do exactly what you want to do. Not what you think your parents want you to do so you can get their approval, all the things, right? So in the top 5 is fear of public speaking, divorce, so that's being rejected, heartbroken, right? Somebody dying, heartbroken, losing someone you love, probably because maybe you didn't hang out with them enough or say everything you wanted to say to them before they left because you were afraid of being hurt and being rejected. It all comes back to this same fear. What will happen if my heart's broken? What will happen if I fail? Right. If you fail, your heart will be broken, whatever. So in reality, you deciding in your little room at home to go, I'm going to go on this social media platform and just like, I had no idea. So, bold and like winking at people and sticking your tongue out and dancing and trying all these things that weren't even actually your thing yet. No. You were willing to try stuff. Yeah. And now you look back and you're like, I can't believe I did the TikTok dance or whatever. Yeah. When you found your thing on it, right? Then you exploded. And now you are this girl who comes from a family where nobody ever went and did something that they were terrified of. They mostly play it safe from what I see, like most of our families. Yeah. And now you're sitting here with 2.6 million followers. You cannot even walk through a public space without being recognized. It's like walking around with J-Lo. So seriously, I mean, everything's relative.
I don't have her ass.
Oh, she's going to, well, you don't not have her ass. You don't have a flat ass. I didn't know that till I got here, but so
I almost spit out my water.
Yeah, that's it. Don't do that. So I think we're trying to normalize something that is really important, has been really important to women who came from small towns, who came from humble beginnings, mine much more humble than yours, but nonetheless humble compared to the world that I've stepped into and that you're stepping into. And we, I think, are doing it for actually a very beautiful reason because you teach kids, I'm obsessed with parenting and child psychology and breaking patterns. And I gave up everything to change my son's life, to not pass down family things that I didn't want to pass down. So we actually really want to do it to show kids, like, you can do this too. A girl who looks like you,
Right.
a girl who dresses like you, a girl who acts like you can go be a superstar. And I told you that. I'm like, you're a superstar. I saw one TikTok of yours and I was like, she's a superstar. And the same thing with me, a little Latina girl from a small town like India where we didn't even have a mall. So small that, like, you could go do this. It's not impossible.
And I think that's what the show's about.
Yeah.
That's what the show is about.
Yeah.
And on that note,
so fun.
We were going to put up Love, Lies, and Videotape. You're going to be able to go find us you're going to be able to find the show on YouTube. There's going to be 15 episodes. There you can find us on TikTok, Love, Lies, and Videotape, and Love, Lies, and Videotape 1, where we're going to put some blooper reels. And that's all coming out. We're going to tape all summer. We'll give you tiny little caveats on my TikTok, on Vanessa's TikTok, on here. And I will see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat station. I'm going to get the Alka-Seltzer.
And we're going to have positive gossip. Just throwing that in there. There's such a thing.
Dismissed.